Hello, I'm David Cunningham, and with me is
Chris Scalzo.
And you're listening to episode 183 of The First Run. This week we will be reviewing White House Down, starring Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx. We'll check in with Chris for next week's notable Blu-ray and DVD releases, as well as our streaming picks of the week. And finally, stay tuned until the end of the show for our list of top 5 buddy cop movies of all time. All this and more on this week's episode of
The First Run.
The First Run.
Hey, can I show you something?
These are White House passes.
Your dad here has a job interview with the Secret Service.
No way. This is really cool.
John Cale. Why do you want to be in the Secret Service?
I can't think of a more important job than protecting the president.
In college, you barely maintained a C average. You're not to look at Agent Todd.
Special Agent Todd keeps making those sounds. I'm gonna start looking at him.
Did you get the job?
Yeah, I think I got a shot. You know how it is. You gotta go talk amongst themselves.
If you are just tuning in, we are going to breaking news out of Washington.
This is John Cale. I'm in the White House. They've taken the building and they're holding hostages, including my daughter.
Alpha 1, do you have the target? Roger that. We're holding the president in the library.
That's the library. Don't go in there. Just... Oh, this is so stupid.
You mean Mr. President? Go!
Let's just call SEAL Team 6 and they come in here to get us.
We have a scrambled sat phone in the residence.
Great, where's that at? Of course it is. By the way, John Cale.
James Sawyer.
Help is not coming. You just need to get out of there.
My little girl is counting on me right now, and I am not going to disappear on her.
The explosive used at the Capitol was a diversion.
There's got to be a bigger play.
Like what?
There's only one way to find out.
So Dave, that's a clip from White House Down. This is the latest action film, the buddy team up. I don't want to say cops, because obviously one of them is the president and one is an aspiring Secret Service agent.
Close enough, cops.
Close enough. So this time in Die Hard movie news, we have White House Down, where Channing Tatum plays a Capitol Police officer or something to that effect.
Yeah, some kind of protection.
He's in charge of protecting the Speaker of the House.
Yeah, not quite Secret Service, though.
Exactly. And of course, in typical Roland Emmerich fashion, there's just this huge, big, action-y type film, and there's an attack on the White House, and Channing Tatum is stuck behind there. He's the last one in. And he's got to rescue the president and the world, and stop basically World War III from happening.
Yes.
So we saw a similar film earlier this year as well, Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
With
did we see that? I don't remember that movie at all.
Maybe I just did it for the video show.
Yeah, I think
that may have been what I did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gerard Butler is in that film, and then that blows my question, because I was going to see where you drop this in between. What we have is Die Hard, and then, which I thought was the nadir of the Die Hard franchise, of the Die Hard copycats, if you will. Mm-hmm. Olympus Has Fallen. So where would White House Down fill in that line for me? Since you haven't seen Olympus Has Fallen, I guess I'll answer my own question.
Okay.
I will say now that White House Down is the new floor.
The new bottom of the barrel.
So if
Olympus
Has Fallen,
you didn't like this movie that much.
If Olympus Has Fallen was the floor, then White House Down is the cellar.
It's like hell.
Yes.
Wow.
I thought my big thing with this film is when I walked out of it, all I could think of was that this movie was intensely stupid.
This movie ends on a really dumb note. Like, really stupid.
But it's consistently dumb throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, but it's got some charm to it.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's not an awful movie. Okay, so Channing Tatum and Jamie Foxx are acceptable at what they're doing. Channing Tatum, I thought, pulled off the action better than what I expected. I've never seen him in an action movie like this before, and he did better than what I expected. A lot of the action was kind of fun to watch, and while it's no means a success, it wasn't the awful, terrible movie that I was walking in there expecting to see.
Well, I think it makes Olympus Has Fallen almost like a Best Picture nominee.
Okay, I haven't seen that movie, so I can't
think
really comment
I agree
on
with
that.
you on Tatum. I think he is fine. He equates himself well.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, and you heard a little bit of in the trailer here we just listened to. I enjoyed his little kind of quiet asides, like, and that's the library. This is such a stupid idea. Like, I enjoyed that kind of stuff.
That he was actually, I think, my favorite part of the movie, which surprises me to say now that I'm saying it out loud.
I felt that I don't know. I didn't buy into Jamie Foxx as the president at all. He was just wasn't even remotely believable. But I think that
he had some good moments though, like when he pulls the Air Jordans off the shelf. Stuff like that I thought was kind of funny.
I felt that, but I blame that more. I lay that more Roland Emmerich's feet than I do perhaps Fox. James Woods kind of just eats up the scenery just as you expect him to do. He's fine. But for me, I really think the film was like the second clone in multiplicity. Yeah. So you have Die Hard, then you have Olympus Has Fallen, and now you have White House Down, where it just keeps getting worse and worse as you go. If you're a fan of Roland Emmerich's work, I think you're going to like this movie.
What else has he done?
Once again, it's just kind of... He did Independence Day.
Oh, he did Independence
But he did
Day.
2012. He did The Day After. He had that run of disaster movies for a while. And
so this actually fits in pretty well with what you'd expect based on
his
previous movies.
I wasn't expecting anything even remotely good.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's...
Well, but you're looking for a big summer action movie that doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you try and think about it later.
But it's too cliche. The film is one cliche after another. The characters don't really have any substance to them whatsoever. They're all just cliche genre kind of character types. Mm-hmm. He's the fact that he's a single dad and struggling to with his relationship with his daughter, and then there's the Maggie Gyllenhaal's character, which is the like the person he's trying.
I
to
thought
get
she
the
was
job
actually
from.
pretty good.
But everybody, it's just one cliche after another.
Yeah,
I don't know how many times I rolled my eyes watching this movie, and it tries so hard to be Die Hard too.
Yeah.
It really does. Like there's even scenes with guys pushing carts with heavy artillery. Tatum's a lone guy left behind. He's even wearing a wife beater in the film. It's a dumbed down actioner. And I got to admit, it blows. All its money is on the screen. You can see it. I mean, they blow everything up real good.
Yeah.
And I guess
Some
they
cool
spent a lot of
helicopter scenes I liked.
Yeah, from what I understand, too, they spent a lot of time and money kind of getting the White House right. This is actually what it's supposed to look like.
Oh, really?
It's how everything is. But it's an entirely preposterous film that at no point makes any sense and is not rooted in logic at all.
Yeah, but that's your typical summer blockbuster, in my opinion. If this movie was a little bit shorter, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Mm-hmm. As it stands, I didn't hate it as much as you seem to. It was exactly what I expected. It was better than I expected walking in. I mean, I expected something that was really, really terrible. And this was a summer action blockbuster, and I got what they promised me. It was stuff blowing up, some funny one-liners, and that was it. That's all I was looking for.
Well, it's not going to be a summer blockbuster. The Thing didn't do very well at all. It finished 4th, I believe, in its opening weekend.
Wow.
So it didn't do well. But for me, I think I want to challenge your point about the summer blockbuster because they can be kind of mindless entertainment. And I will forward you then Fast and Furious 6. Mm-hmm. All right. Now that's when you say those terms, that's what I would say. That fits your criterion.
Yeah.
For me, White House Down is just lazy and dumb.
Okay.
That's all it is to me. But I don't mind mindless kind of action as long as it's done clever and in a kind of winking fashion.
Well, when you say mindless action, then you say
6.
clever right after it. Those two terms don't really make any sense.
Well, because Fast and Furious 6 was that. It was mindless, it was dumb, but it was done in a good way with the kind of even it winking at itself by how preposterous the film is.
Yeah.
It knows how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
And it kind of indulges in it. And this is just dumb for dumb. It's not. It doesn't work like that on any level. Like I said, I enjoyed Tatum, but that's about it. The rest of it is just pure Die Hard ripoff. Just watch the original film. Really, at this point.
Though. That's the problem.
And it's, I guess you know it too. I think it's coming up, or it may already have passed. I wanted to look that up. I forgot all about that. It's the 25th anniversary.
Oh, really?
Came out of 1998, July 22nd. I want to do something special for that show.
Yeah.
So it's in a couple of weeks. I'm still trying to figure out what. But
we should just review Die Hard.
We should do the whole. We can do the whole series. That is the 25th anniversary of Die Hard.
That would be fun, actually. We should do the whole series.
We'll see. Yeah. All right. So
I'm sure they're all available somehow.
Yeah, I own them all except for the last one.
Yeah.
I only own the
But we
first.
just watched that a few months ago.
I only own the first one on Blu-ray. The rest of them I still have.
So what
on
are you're
DVD.
telling people to skip this, obviously.
I'd say my note that I have for is it's fine if you're at home on a Saturday afternoon, it's raining, and you're cleaning the house. Maybe have it on in the background.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like
That's
definitely a TNT special.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
recommend any more for this. It's just so patently ridiculous, but it's not clever in its outrageousness. It's just dumb.
Well, Chris, we've had record heat this week.
Yes, we have.
And man, they got air conditioning at theaters. So I'm going to say go see this. Get in that air conditioner theater. And if you haven't seen Superman yet, or you haven't seen any of the other better movies out there, then hey, there's still air conditioning in this theater.
That's true.
Even though they're playing this movie.
That's
So
true.
go see it.
That's certainly one way to look at it. That's got man. I'm sure the people at White House Down would love to hear that endorsement.
We have air conditioning.
If your AC's busted, go on down and check out White House Down. If you've had a chance to see it, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Shoot us an email, feedback@thefirstrun.com. I'm going to take a break, come back, and Dave and I are going to tell you what's coming up on Blu-ray and DVD this upcoming Tuesday, featuring Dave's streaming pick of the week. Dave, coming up, though, is a film that I really enjoyed. And if I remember correctly, you actually didn't get a chance to see it. And I told you really need to. So now is your big chance.
That's
and I
my
hope
chance
you're going
to buy it for $30.
Right, or you could just rent it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all. Why acting suspicious? Get in.
Where are we going?
Go wherever you all want.
Cotty.
Got the right idea? Come on. I'll be your chauffeur.
Give me a chauffeur.
Yeah. Y'all can play Beyonce. Y'all ever been arrested before?
No.
Never?
No.
Shoplifting, shit like that? Steal bras? Is he scared?
No.
No? Tough bitches up in here. Bunch of tough fucking criminals up in here. You went to a party, you got crazy? Did you get crazy? Come on, spring break, you get crazy. Smoke some weed. Cocaine.
A little cocaine.
Some cocaine. Shit. See some bitches all up on each other?
Yeah.
Yeah? What'd you think about that? You liked it? Y'all ever do that to each other? Best friends? I know you're in college, experimenting. Time to experiment.
In case you're wondering, that's actually James Franco there in that role. He plays, what is his name? Oh, yeah, Alien. That's from a clip from Spring Breakers, a film we did for the show. Unfortunately, Dave got pulled out of the screening, so we didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
Had to
paid for it, though.
Yes, he had to save some woman's life. I guess she was
Right.
choking on something, and he bolted out.
Alligator attack, I think,
It was like,
was that week.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it
Somebody
was.
screamed, "Is there a doctor in the house?" And he goes, well, "I've told
I'm
ladies."
not a doctor, but I've seen CPR performed on TV.
That's right. I've told some ladies I'm a doctor to meet them. Does that qualify me?
Close enough.
So Spring Breakers is being released on Blu-ray and DVD on Tuesday, July 9th. It's from Harmony Korine. He's a man who is... He's an interesting director. He's made some fascinating films, some creepy films, some trash. And he's also possibly just a degenerate in his own right.
Nice.
But Spring Breakers,
My
let's
kind
put
of
it this
people.
way. You watched it. I think it's a fantastic film. I really enjoyed watching it. But if you have a daughter, you will never let her go down to Florida on spring break after watching this film. Comes with a Blu-ray ultraviolet copy. It's a 3-part behind-the-scenes documentary on the making of the film, some deleted scenes and outtakes as well. Also, commentary by Harmony Korine is on the film as well. A film we didn't get to check up with Dave, even though because we love the two people that are in it, or at least I do, but it looks so atrocious in those trailers. Admission is being released with a Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy, and ultraviolet. It's a film with Tina Fey and Paul Rudd, where Tina Fey is the admissions officer at the college.
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
Paul Rudd
I
is
usually
the,
like Tina Fey and Paul Rudd, but
As do
man,
I.
those trailers didn't interest me one bit.
It did look horrible. Well, you get a chance to catch up with it now. Hopefully it'll show up on Netflix Instant rather soon. Another film, Dead Man Down, is being released with Blu-ray, DVD, and then ultraviolet. Includes a firefight choreography, staging the gunfights of Dead Man Down. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what this film is about. Oh, that's right. This is the film with Colin Farrell and Naomi Rapace, where if you've seen the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo films, the Swedish ones.
No.
All right. Well, she was the original Elizabeth Salander.
Oh, okay.
And she meets this guy who she knows killed somebody, played by Colin Farrell. And she wants him to kill the guy who cut her up and messed her up, which is played by Terrence Howard.
Looked like it could have been good, but it got terrible reviews.
It did. Well, it's getting released on Blu-ray, includes a DVD and ultraviolet copy as well, so you can catch up with that. The latest film from Stephanie Myers, the beloved author of the Twilight series, The Host, is being released. A film that did not do as well as they had hoped. They're thinking maybe a new franchise to carry on since Twilight is done. But includes a Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy, and ultraviolet version as well. Feature commentary by Stephanie Myers, a producer and writer as well, and deleted scenes.
My fiance wanted to go see that. I didn't even know it came out.
Out here and
gone. I guess we'll get to watch it at home now.
There you go. I'm sorry, we did the host. Tyler Perry's Temptation.
Ooh, been waiting
Blu-ray
for this
ultraviolet
one.
version. Yes, that's his attempt at the romantic thriller is getting released on Blu-ray and DVD.
Yeah, whatever happened to his cop movie? Remember he played a cop?
Oh yeah, it's the Morgan Freeman series. It was relaunched. Alex Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I want to.
I'm just curious to see if he can
pull that off, because I never felt that him as an actor had the gravitas to kind of pull something like that off. I bought him as an admiral in the Star Trek movie, but still, I didn't. I don't know. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
The Gatekeepers is being released on Blu-ray and DVD as well. It's a documentary about the Israeli Secret Service. It's supposed to be absolutely fascinating. It's a behind-the-scenes look on how what they do and how everything works.
I bet that's fascinating.
Includes commentary with the director, Jerome Mora, as well as a Q&A with him as well.
That just came out on DVD?
Yeah, it was coming up Tuesday, exactly.
All right.
The Life of Uharu, a Criterion release, is a peerless chronicler of the soul who specialized in supremely emotional, visually exquisite films about the circumstances of women in Japanese society throughout its history. Kenji Mizoguchi has already been directing movies for decades when he made The Life of Uharu in 1952. But this, Dave, it says it right here, this epic portrait of an inexorable fall from grace starring the incredibly talented Kinyo Tanaka as an imperial lady-in-waiting who gradually descends to street prostitution was the movie that gained its director international attention, ushering in a new golden period for him.
That sentence was so long that not only did I start thinking about what I wanted for dinner, but I actually decided what I wanted for dinner.
What are you going to go with,
McDonald's.
Fair enough. Street Trash. In the sleazy, foreboding world of winos, derelicts, and drifters in lower Manhattan, this is not a Criterion release. Two young runaways, 18-year-old Mike Lackey and his younger brother, Kevin, live in a tire hut in the back of an auto wrecking yard. Life is hard, Dave, but the most lethal threat to the boys is a mysterious case of Tenafly Viper wine in Ed's liquor store window. This stuff is 40 years old and it's gone bad. Real bad. Anyone who drinks it melts in seconds, and it's only $1 a bottle.
Ooh.
It's a subversive cult classic horror comedy, street trash.
Sounds like Four Loko.
It's just the last wave of super gore films in the late 80s before the cinema entered the era of safe R-rated horror and unoriginal remakes, which is a fair point. It's beautifully remastered in high definition. Street Trash will melt your eyes and ears with stunning picture and sound. I've never even heard of this film, but this is right in my horror wheelhouse, so I'm going to be catching up with that. Limited to only 3,000 copies from Screen Archives Entertainment, Sleepless in Seattle is being released on Blu-ray. It's an isolated score track and audio commentary with Nora and Delia Ephron. You're not a fan of Sleepless in Seattle?
No, not really.
Interesting.
I'm big Tom. This is Tom Hanks and
Meg Ryan.
Yeah, I can't stand Meg Ryan. That's my problem.
Okay.
I can't stand her. Hate her.
All right. Well, from
wouldn't save her from a burning building.
From 1971, Hands of the Ripper is being released with a Blu-ray DVD copy. It's directed by Peter Sasdy. The film stars Angerhad Rees as Anna, the daughter of Jack the Ripper, who witnessed him murdering her mother when she was a child. When new bloodshed occurs, psychiatrist John Pritchard suspects Anna is responsible. He uses Freudian technologies, more like techniques, to plumb her psyche, discovering she may be possessed by her father, Jack the Ripper's spirit. Conceptually, I just thought that was interesting.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll ever check it out, but I thought that was kind of neat. And now you're straight to DVD pick of the week.
Yes, bring it on.
It's nothing that exciting this week. I just saw that this was coming out as a triple feature pack. They keep releasing triple or quadruple packs.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Bruce Campbell triple feature.
Ooh.
It includes My Name is Bruce,
Yeah,
which is
that's
an
a terrible
entertaining
movie.
It's entertaining. It's
Okay.
it's not as good as I'd hoped it would be, but
Or
it's
good.
fun. Alien Apocalypse.
Yep, that one's bad too.
That's horrible. And then Man with a Screaming Brain.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, they're all horrible.
Are they? So it's 3?
Yeah, but it's those 3 films in one pack are getting released as a Bruce Campbell triple feature. That's your straight-to-DVD pick of the week. But Dave, what's our streaming pick of the week?
Before we move on to that, I got a request for next week's straight-to-DVD.
Okay.
And it might not fit in, but it's a movie called Battery, and it looks really interesting. It's about 2 guys. They're baseball players, like minor league baseball players, who survived the zombie apocalypse. They're living out of the back of a Volvo, and it looks really cool. I was wondering if you could check it out for us.
I will look into it.
All right, cool. Because I saw the trailer for it, and it looked good. All right, so my pick of the week, I'm still searching for... Oh, right, it's Buddy Movie Week, right? Buddy Movie Week. Twins is out on Netflix. Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know, not everybody's a fan of this movie, but I sure as hell am. When he discovers that he has a twin he never knew existed, the studious Julius Benedict, Arnold Schwarzenegger, sets out to find his long-lost sibling and is shocked to discover his brother is a diminutive, petty... I'm not reading well today.
I think it's yeah, okay,
it's not Danny DeVito. So it's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. They're twins. And it's a pretty funny movie.
They're actually in talks to make a sequel to that now.
Is it really?
Yep.
Okay.
They're going to move
well,
forward
then
with
it's
it.
topical as well.
See, there you are. I want to announce, too, even though it just seems to be rumor, but it's a pretty healthy rumor if you go onto the iTunes store. Criterion appears to have purchased Brood, the Cronenberg classic film about the woman.
Not familiar.
Oh, so she gives birth to her anger and their children that kill people on her behalf.
Oh.
It's got one of the most weird and disturbing end scenes in the history of cinema.
Oh, okay.
That, along with Cronenberg's other classic film, Scanners, the guys that
Yeah.
Well, it looks like Criterion, even though they haven't announced they're releasing versions of them on Blu-ray at some point, I'm assuming it's going to come out in the fall. But if you go to iTunes now and do a search for them, they have the Criterion C logo in them. So you can buy them now from Criterion, though I'm sure there's no special features or anything. But that's the rumor running around that they'll be releasing those soon. I'm a big Cronenberg fan, and I love those films, so I'd love to get Blu-ray Criterion versions of them. So, Dave, that's what's coming up on Blu-ray and...
Yeah, me too.
That's what's coming up on Blu-ray and DVD this upcoming Tuesday, July 9th. Man, I got to go back to drinking. This iced tea is kind of not cutting it.
Not working. It's not lubing up the old brain.
Never say lube to me again. That's just disturbing. So we're going to take another break.
Sorry, Chris.
Come back, and we're going to run down our top 5 favorite buddy action type movies when there's 2 people together and they're in the movie.
Hi. So, you don't know any English, huh? Well, I don't know much Chinese, so I guess we're gonna have to give you a crash course, buddy. But you wanna know something? I got a feeling you're gonna be a real quick learner. Yeah, come here. Sit down. There we go.
All right. This is lesson number 1. And believe me, the next lessons do get harder. Who hired you to kill me?
I don't know.
I don't know. No, wrong answer. Try again.
I think he's one of Kwong's men. I don't know his name, I swear.
Look at that, Flat Top. You're speaking like a native already.
What is this?
English 101. Now, since your scumbag lawyer won't be here for quite some time, is there anything else you want to share with me? Think hard.
A deal. Tonight. 4942 Front Street. 9 o'clock.
Very good. My compliments. You did pretty good for your first lesson. Don't forget to wash your hands.
So that little gem is from Tango and Cash, which is going to bring us into our top 5 buddy cop action films, or whatever you want to call it. Because not all my participants are cops, but I got 2 protagonists that are going to be a little irreverent, and they're going to handle things their own way, and action and hilarity will ensue. So, Dave, I guess I'll start things off for us. My number 5, which I think would actually be a lot of people's number 1, if not their number 2, But I think part of it is I haven't watched this film in a long time, and there are other characters in other films that I enjoy more. But for me, my number 5 is Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon is your number 5?
Number 5, with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. That's why I said some people might... and I think you're going to disagree with some other of my picks as we go, but that's my number 5. And I think it may be higher on your list, so I'm just going to kind of sit on it. Since you clearly would enjoy the film more than I do. Not that I don't like the movie, I do. And it spawned 3 sequels. And, of course, now they'll never make another one again because of Mel Gibson's troubles.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But, yeah.
Too bad that guy turned out to be crazy.
I'm a fan of the series. And that's my number 5. So go ahead. What's your 5?
My number 5 is Turner and Hooch.
Technically, so you cross species on them.
I did, but they're technically very good buddies.
They are. No, it's
He's
true.
a cute little buddy.
Turner and Hooch.
So this is with Tom Hanks and a dog.
Yes.
And it is hilarious. It still holds up to this day. Tom Hanks is funny in almost everything he does, as long as he's not paired with Meg Ryan.
Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah. There's the serious side too. You want to bring down the whole podcast. Nice job. But yeah, Turner and Hooch, it was an awesome movie, and the dog doesn't die at the end, which is a big ups.
That tends to happen a lot for those type of movies, doesn't it? So you went with Turner and Hooch over K9, huh? Or did I just spoil your list?
What's K9?
That's the one with Belushi and the German Shepherd?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. My number 4 then is Is this the second best film in the series? Yeah, I think it is. It's Die Hard with a Vengeance with Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson.
Yeah, that was a good one.
The reason why it went up above Lethal Weapon for me is because I'm just a bigger Bruce Willis fan.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of that guy. It's my first real man crush. The first man I ever wanted to be growing up.
Really?
Was Bruce Willis. Yeah. Not my father. Not a firefighter. But I was 1983.
Bruce Willis. You wanted to be a middle-aged balding dude.
Not in 1983, I didn't.
He was balding when he was doing
moonlighting. not like Pulp Fiction bald. But it's 1983. You know, it's moonlighting is on. There's not a funnier, more clever guy in TV for a young impressionable Chris Scalzo. And but his chemistry.
You must have missed Magnum PI.
Well, I couldn't grow that mustache, and I'd never get my hands on a Ferrari. But his chemistry with Sam Jackson in that movie, it's great. It's hilarious, and it's kind of what kind of keeps propelling that film forward, and why it's just as entertaining as it is the team up between the two of them. And it is a fantastic film. It's very entertaining. It's my number 4.
Yeah, it's really an underrated movie, I think. My number 4 is Tango and Cash. I am actually making this list as I go. I have 6 movies on my list.
So you're just
one of these is going to get eliminated.
I feel bad for using the clip then for Tango and Cash.
I love this movie. It was just pure action.
These
two
so
guys
bad,
were really funny. No way. This movie was funny as hell.
It's such 80s cheesy action.
Come on. That's what buddy cop movies came from.
That's
the 80s cheesy. It was great. I loved it. Mm-hmm. So Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone just blowing stuff up. The stupid one-liners.
Dressing in drag.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good one.
It is a classic. Didn't quite make my list, though, obviously.
Oh, that's too bad.
My number 3 is a film I actually just watched, and maybe it's my number 3 because I watched it so recently.
Uh-huh.
And I'm kicking myself for not have watching it prior to this. And it's the film that relaunched Robert Downey Jr.'s career, which is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, yeah.
With Val Kilmer.
Yep.
Where he plays what is he, a thief? And he's hiding from the cops, and he ends up getting cast in a movie. And he gets flown out to L.A., and then Val Kilmer is the PI that's helping the producer, and he gets embroiled in this mystery, and it's hilarious. It's also, I should say, the return of Shane Black, too, who wrote an honorable mention for me, which I'm going to sit on just in case it makes your list.
Okay.
But it's the return of Shane Black, who wrote and directed it as well. And it's if you haven't seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I can't recommend it enough. It's hilarious. It's got some fun action. Val Kilmer has been in some really bad movies. But it's when you see him in this, or like Mamet's film Spartan, you see him and stuff, you can see like that guy still got it. He still got it. But yeah, so that's my number 3 is Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And I think you can get it at Best Buy for like $7, so just go out and buy it.
There you go. My number 3 is a little bit older. I think it's 1980. I'm looking for the date right now. 1986. Running Scared. It's with
really?
Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal.
Really?
Hell yeah, this movie is awesome. And Billy Crystal as a tough cop. Come on. That's genius. Whoever thought of that deserves an Oscar.
Yeah. That is certainly one way of putting it.
That movie is good, and it's funny. It is good. You just haven't seen it recently.
Yeah. Really, Chris? Wow. All right, well, I hope my number 2 is on your list, because if it's not, it invalidates everything on yours.
Oh, okay.
And it's Midnight Run.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's not on my list, but
it's not on your list.
It's on my
honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
That is preposterous. Midnight Run is an awesome. It's just a hilarious film. It's Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin. Grodin plays an accountant who's on the run. He jumps bail. He's on the run from the mob, and it's up to De Niro to bring him back. And while he's dodging all these bounty hunters and the FBI and the mafia, they're all out to get him. And the chemistry between the two of them, you can just feel the hatred that De Niro has for this guy throughout the movie. And it is absolutely hilarious. And it is an exceptionally, endlessly entertaining film. If you haven't seen Midnight Run, I'm telling you, you're cheating yourself. For me, it's one of those ultimate guy movies. I think every guy needs to see Midnight Run. It's that entertaining.
It is good. My problem with Midnight Run is I can't stand Charles Grodin.
Oh, really?
I don't like him as an actor, so...
But, well, I could see where that would be an issue for you than watching that film.
So my number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2 is 48 Hours with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. How do you beat that team up? The movie is hilarious.
I have never seen 48 Hours. I wish we could show everybody Dave's face right now. I've never seen it.
But you've seen 40 Hours too.
No, I haven't seen any of them.
Chris.
I should say neither.
48 Hours. You talk about something every man should see. You love Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's Eddie Murphy being...
80s Eddie Murphy, yes.
A hilarious street pimp.
Yeah.
And getting in fights with Nick Nolte. One of the best scenes, they walk into a bar and they get into a big bar. Oh, man, it's so good. That movie is amazing. You got to check it out, Chris.
All right.
48 Hours,
I'll pop it in my Netflix queue.
I'm sure it's on Netflix Instant Streaming.
I doubt it.
Come on.
I'll check. You know what? If it's on Netflix Instant Viewing, I will watch it tonight.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, but I don't think it is.
Right.
I'll catch up with it.
Eddie Murphy. How have you not seen every Eddie Murphy movie up until 1992?
I was going to say, I'm glad you qualified that. I'm glad you threw in the date on there. Because Pluto Nash is not high on my list of priority.
Seen it, though.
My number 1 is the greatest buddy film of all time.
What is it?
It's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh, see, I went with buddy cop movies. And
that's why I said mine was more action.
Yeah, you're right.
Because White House Down is not a buddy cop movie.
I really limited myself to action, like movie cops.
Right.
Like buddy cops, but you're right about that.
That's
a great movie.
Yeah, Newman and Redford play two kind of bank and train robbers, and they have to flee to Bolivia to get away from the police.
Yeah.
They're tracking them down, and it's a classic film. It's one of the greatest films ever made.
It really holds up.
It does. And
there's one scene that it's a little hard to watch now with the bicycle rioting and like the stupid song, but most of it is awesome.
It's a little too 70s kind of I'm okay, you're okay, everybody's wonderful type of a thing. Yeah, but it's got a fantastic ending as well, which is kind of, you're like, but like you couldn't end the movie any other way. You really couldn't.
You couldn't.
So yeah, that's my number 1 is Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. So
my number 1 is Lethal Weapon, obviously.
Okay.
That movie was definitely my favorite movie throughout my childhood.
Yeah.
I definitely wanted to start eating dog biscuits and shooting people and growing my long hair like Mel Gibson. It was really upsetting to me when he turned out to be a total
acid
asshole.
wash jeans and
yeah, man, that movie was
living in a trailer on the beach.
That was I mean, if you're gonna live in a trailer,
that's true. The beach is the way to go.
That's not a bad place to do it.
The beach is the way to go. That's a good point. Yeah, it was my number. What did I say? It was my number 5. How did you feel the rest of the films, the sequels?
Let's see. What was Lethal Weapon 2? The first one was the best one, and none of the other ones held up to it.
Okay. I think the second one was the one with Pesci, right?
Yeah, that was funny with Pesci. And then the third one was with he got married.
Or the third one with Pesci?
I don't remember.
I don't know. I haven't watched them in a long time. You know, they have a special too. You can get a 4-pack of all 4 Lethal Weapon movies on Blu-ray for $20 right now.
I really just like the first one though. The first one it defined the genre. I mean, it was just, and it's still like played every Christmas.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize
it's totally
that.
a Christmas movie.
I guess if I'm watching Bad Santa, you can watch Lethal Weapon. I guess that's fair. Do you have any other honorable mentions? I had Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, that's a good one. Rush Hour I wanted to put on my list. I just couldn't find a place for it, but I really like that movie.
And then The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Even though that's another Shane Black written film. It's an atrocious movie, but it is really entertaining and fun to watch. We'd love to hear what yours are. Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com and tell us what your top 5 buddy action films are, or even put yourself in a smaller box and go with buddy cop films too with Dave. So I want to ask you too, because I don't know, you were on the show back in the day. Did you ever catch up with Cop Out?
Yeah, I like that movie.
You see, I did too. I think it's underrated. I don't think it gets all this hate that I don't think it really deserved.
That was with Bruce
Kevin
Willis.
Smith movie with Bruce Willis and the guy from 30 Rock who just had a kid.
Yeah, that was a funny movie.
Tracy Morgan.
That's what I like about the buddy cop movies. There's action and comedy. That's what I like about them.
I agree. So as always, we'd love to hear from you. So shoot us a quick email. In the interim, we're going to take another break, come back, and I'll tell you what's coming up next week.
It's my brother's vest.
Eyes cut by the bullets that killed him. From the great beyond, we will protect you. And the ones you love.
You want me to wear a mask?
The men you seek think you are dead, Kimosabe. Better to stay that way.
All right. But if we ride together, it's to bring these men to justice in a court of law. Is that understood?
Justice is what I seek, Kimosabe.
So, Dave, we're doing The Lone Ranger. The big
That's
budget,
right, Kimosabe.
The big budget Disney film is here. This film's had a troubled past as well, much like World War Z. When I say troubled past, though, they were putting it all together. They thought it was going to cost too much money.
Yeah.
So they said, the hell with it, we're shutting it down. We're not even going to do this. And then it got some new life breathed into it, and they said, all right, we're going to move forward. It stars, and it's finally here. It stars Armie Hammer, who was one of the Winklevi.
Arm and Hammer?
Yes, the Winklevi twins
So it
from
should smell fresh.
Social Network. He's the Lone Ranger.
Okay.
And, of course, Johnny Depp is Tonto. And it's always interesting, too, the fact that the Tonto gets higher billing than the Lone Ranger himself. And there was some comedian, too, I can't remember what he said, how racist is stuff back then is that the fact that Tonto's been with the Lone Ranger for how many years and he's still known as the Lone Ranger?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not looking forward to this movie, Chris.
I know you're not. But it's got William Fichtner, who I think we're both fans of. Fichtner's one of our favorite character actors.
He's one of our favorite character actors?
Yeah, I think so. You don't enjoy his work?
I don't know who the hell he is.
All right, well, we'll Google him when the show's over.
Right.
I'll show you who it is. And you'll be like, oh, yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, that's exactly what you will do. So, as always, look us up on the Facebooks and Twitter and on YouTube and Vine. We're The First Run. Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun. And that's the big show this week. Thanks for listening. We're going to take an extended break, and we'll see you all in a week.
See you next week. Thanks for listening.